They called me cursed, a demon, a mistake born under the blood moon. When I was 3, I strangled a wild dog that attacked me and dragged its limp body home, grinning as I handed it to Mother. "We can eat this for dinner." She gasped, dropped her basket, and whispered in horror. Father trembled, pulling me away from my twin brother. Word spread, the cursed twin, the evil one. By 5, every villager avoided me. Children ran when I approached. Mothers pulled their kids away from me in the market. My only friend was my twin Jace. Gentle, warm Jace. He always sneaked into my locked room to tell me stories.
Don't listen to them, brother. I know you're not a monster.
But even Jace couldn't shield me forever. At 7, everything shattered. One rainy afternoon, I heard Mother scream. I ran to the courtyard, pressed my face to the window. There, under the old oak tree, Jace was on the ground, beaten, bruised, sobbing, and standing over him, the village leader's son, Eric, sneering.
This is what you get for defending a freak.
He raised a heavy stick. Jace barely managed to lift his arm in defense. I felt something cold crawl up my spine. I remember whispering, "No one hurts Jace." That night, I slipped out through the window, barefoot in the mud. I crept to Eric's house. I remember his eyes when he saw me, how they widened in disbelief, how his mouth opened to scream. But I was faster. They found his body the next morning, blood splattered across the floor, neck twisted, mouth frozen in horror. I was only 7. They didn't send me to prison. No, they locked me away in a stone asylum, chained my hands, stuffed pills down my throat, shoved me into dark rooms where screams echoed through the walls. Every week, Jace visited me. He brought me books, told me about the world outside, about how much he missed me. And then, one day, he stopped coming. One day, Mother came for me, but she wasn't the woman I remembered. Her face was gaunt, her eyes were hollow, her hair hung loose, washed. We didn't speak on the way home. I just watched her, wondering where Jace was. When we reached the house, I smelled the herbs, the incense, the faint rot, and then I saw the white cloth on the bed. My brother, my twin, lying still, rope marks around his neck, fingernail scratches on his skin, old scars, burns, cuts, all over his body. Mother stood beside me. Her voice was barely a whisper.
They broke him. They broke us. If you truly are a demon, kill them.
That night, I sat at the mirror. I burned scars onto my arms to match his. I cut my hair to match his. I wore his clothes. I looked into the mirror, and for the first time, I smiled. I walked through the village like a shadow. First, Eric's family, his father, his mother, his brothers. They begged, screamed, fought. It didn't matter. They fell. Then the others, the men who had laughed when they saw Jace's torn clothes, the boys who shoved him into the river, the merchants who spat at our mother. One by one, their houses fell silent. The village chief gathered the survivors. They confronted me in the square, torches raised. I stood there, barefoot, blood-soaked, smiling faintly. The chief stepped forward, voice trembling.
Please, stop this. This curse, it will destroy your soul.
I tilted my head, watching his eyes flicker with fear. "There's no curse," I whispered. "Only justice." When the fires burned down, I stood at Jace's grave. I knelt, pressing my forehead to the cold stone. "I did it, brother. I finished it. They can't hurt you anymore." Behind me, I heard Mother's quiet steps. She placed her hand on my shoulder. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. I closed my eyes, and for the first time in my life, I felt peace. They called me cursed. They called me a demon. But I was never their monster. I was only their mirror, reflecting everything they had done.
Can you hear me now? From the cold earth, from the ground, I stood where you one smile bright, but I've lost the will to fight. I swore I'd keep your heart alive, but vengeance turned me hollow inside. Now all that's left are whispered names and ashes dancing in the flame. Goodbye, brother, my only friend. I couldn't save you, I couldn't mend. Goodbye, brother, I'm fading to the world we dreamed of. It died with you. Mother cries but doesn't speak. Father's ghost is pale and weak. I wear your clothes, I bear your scars, but I can't heal these shattered hearts. I swore I'd bring them to their knees, but blood runs colder than the sea. Now every night I hear your voice and wonder if I made the choice. Goodbye, brother, my only friend. I couldn't save you, I couldn't mend. Goodbye, brother, I'm fading to the world we dreamed of. It died with you. If I close my eyes, will you be near? If I fall tonight, will you appear? In the fading light I say your name, but only shadows answer pain. Goodbye, brother.